Hello and welcome to Capitol Review. I'm Tosin Fakile in for Mark Hall this week. America has spoken. Former President and now President-elect Donald Trump will become the 47th President of the United States. The AP calling the race for Trump 292 to Harris's 224. He clinched the race Wednesday around 5:30 a.m. after winning Wisconsin. Many are calling it a political comeback 4 years after he was voted out of office. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris conceding to Trump Wednesday afternoon. She called the president-elect to congratulate him on the win. Harris talked about the importance of a peaceful transfer of power and being a president to all. Wednesday evening, she spoke at her alma mater, Howard University in D.C.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people. A fight for the ideals at the heart of our nation. The ideals that reflect America at our best. That is a fight I will never give up.
And for more on Kamala Harris's speech, White House correspondent for The Hill, Alex Gangitano, joins us here on Capitol Review. Alex, welcome back.
Yay, thanks for having me.
All right, so during her speech, Harris had calm moments, but also those stern moments. What was her overall message to Americans after losing this race to Trump?
Yeah, in this concession speech, one of her main points was that basically you can't, that she'll help out with the transition of power, and kind of repeating in so many words something that we've heard from President Biden, that you can't love your country only when you win. I think she was trying to console a lot of people in that crowd at Howard University here in DC, that basically let's look forward, let's keep up the fight, let's continue on this momentum that we had, this energy that we had behind wanting to help people, behind wanting to make this country a better place. Don't be discouraged by something like this. It felt a lot like she was just trying to reassure her supporters while she's dealing with this own personal loss. And of course, there was a lot of teary eyes in the crowd, a lot of people that were, devastated about this loss, but she was really spreading this message of don't despair over what happened. Don't just throw your hands up, get back to work, and let's keep fighting.
And you're right. She really seemed to hone in on making a commitment to a peaceful transition of power and acknowledging a victory. And this is something that Trump did not do back in 2020.
That's right. I think what we're going to see from Vice President Harris, definitely from President Biden, is accepting the results and working on this transition of power, because they, were on the other side of it when President Trump never invited Biden, then President-elect Biden, to the White House to start those meetings. They were not helpful with the transition of power. And then, of course, January 6th happened. And so while Democrats, have revered that kind of action, they're now trying to say, we accept these results. The people have spoken. We're going to go ahead and be helpful in this transition. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see. I mean, Vice President Harris also now is not only going to have to help with the Trump coming into the White House transition, but also J.D. Vance is moving into her house in D.C. with his family in January. Those are all transitions that I think we're going to see her being extremely helpful with as a way to show Americans that this is the way things should operate.
Yeah, you make a very good point there. And finally, there's been the question, what happened? So what do you think went wrong for her and her campaign?
Yeah, so over the last 24 hours or so, we're hearing a lot of just figuring out what the future of the Democratic Party looked like. We heard from Bernie Sanders yesterday, who was basically saying that the Democratic Party has abandoned working people, Latinos, white, black working people that basically have been, maybe they turned out in 2022 on the issue of abortion. Now that things have settled in some states, Democrats thought that they could turn out again on an issue like that, but they turned out on the economy. And for Trump, largely, he gained a lot of margins with working people. And I think it came down to that the rhetoric on the economy and immigration coming out of Trump's camp resonated with people, and the Harris campaign wasn't able to push back against that. Obviously, a lot more finger pointing will be going on. That was a very broad stroke of this, but it's a question of, did she pick the right running mate? Did she message well? Should Biden have dropped out of the race earlier and allowed for a natural Democratic primary to go on? Those are all big questions in such a unique election cycle we just lived through.
Yeah, unique is the right word. We'll find out, what kind of lessons will be learned from this election cycle. Alex Gangitano from The Hill, thank you so much.